afternoon or evening for anybody that is tuned in right now. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Getting ready to start our Ghost of Tsushima from scratch. We're going to do it from when you unlock your first character till we just keep leveling. I'm just gonna bring you guess I've always wanted to restart the game because I'm max level on all of my stuff, but I never really had the gall to do it until about right now. So let's do it together. Why not? Who better to bring on this journey than you guys? The water bottle sounding like a gong again. Might turn down the music just a little bit more. Just because it is fairly loud. Alright, so here's the character selection. You probably cannot guys, some of you at least whom played the game, who have seen me for that content, might wonder or guess what I pick. My best class is in-game Ronin, but I'm typically accustomed to doing support roles in a lot of games. I play a lot of support. I play support in Overwatch. I play support any game you can think of that has roles. I'm typically on the support role. It's just a role I'm accustomed to. I'm pretty good at it, so I play support. For this is going to be mostly a solo game. We're going to be running through this majority of the time. I'm going to be solo. I'm just going to change some settings just because it's a little louder for me because this is a fresh account. I've used this account for very, very little things, as you can see. Delete noties. Yep. So I'll just turn that off. Yep. It's a new account. I literally just went through the story, just at least the first half of the story, so it would get that out of the way for me. And we will just gonna send an alert on my Discord. This says a little last of rallying the troops, and then I'll give you and we'll get this started. Let me know if the noise, the ambiance gets a little too much, and I'll make sure to turn it down for you guys. But other than that, we're gonna get going here. So for these, you have Assassin, which is more of like a rogue. If you guys are accustomed to rogues, I recommend going this one. Ronin for support. We're going to be doing this mostly solo, so support won't be exactly needed. Hunter is your ranged character, relatively balanced, and the sword play doesn't really change much. The sword play is just secondary when you're a hunter. You're going to be fighting from range more. And then Samurai, which is more jack of all, pretty base. So we're going to start with Samurai just to give you guys an easier time to start off. So yeah, everyone, global abilities, everyone has focus hearing, everyone has assassination, everyone has grapples, and everybody always will have a range weapon, whether that's bombs or a bow and arrow is up to you, though. And then I think every 7 levels you will get an opportunity to level up another character.
These Holy Ghosts are many. Let me share one with you.
So we're gonna run through this completely. Yeah, we'll get dropped. We'll get dripped out in our deluxe gear. Why not? Yeah. So it's 7 additional ranks. So we're rank 1. Obviously, and the next one we are going to be aiming for is Assassin. Either one. This is not saying you can't pick either or. You can pick Assassin if you're more comfortable with the Assassin class. However, for me, just to show you guys more base stuff, we're going to go with a samurai because he's more.
What legend would you like to hear?
I actually can't do story quick play. Okay, so you have to do the story. We're not gonna do it with matchmaking.
Excellent choice.
Here's my lovely username right there.
This is a tale of blood and sadness. When vicious Mongols emptied every twin on Tsushima and captured their spirits, the island prayed for warriors to save the twins, and the ghosts answered the call. They tracked the captive twins to a Mongol roadblock.
Alright, so this one is relatively easy. I wouldn't say any of these are specifically hard, personally, but it's not even about if it's hard, it's more or less just knowing what you're doing. So this is the twins, I forget what's the name of it, Severed Hearts. So there's going to be tethered Mongols. We're going to need to kill them. You can either assassinate or just full frontal assault like I am. Let's say you guys aren't accustomed to it. This was free for PlayStation Plus members a little bit ago, but most of you will be getting the game when it's on sale for the holidays. So we're going to be just kind of giving you the gist of it. You can just assassinate, however. Yeah, don't hold on to your bow and arrow too long. He didn't die, but he will die in the next shot. So if you're not sure what anyone is, just focus here. You can look around. There's always going to be a guy out here. And most of these guys are going to be guaranteed assassinate one-shots, so just do that. And if you really, really want to pick Assassin over any of these, Assassin has the faster assassination animations, as you could figure out.
The ghosts tracked the prisoner's trail through the camp, but the captive twins were nowhere to be found. Cart tracks cut deep in the ground provided the only sign of where they went.
Our tools are kunai and smoke bomb. And always here for their yell. They yell dodge. Yell dojo, which I think is just dodge in Mongolian. Could be wrong. I'm a little stupid, so. But just listen for those cues. Most of them have audio cues. Most of them have visual cues when they raise their sword a certain distance. And then these guys, gotta kill them before they resurrect their sibling. And as you'll pay attention throughout this entire series, is there are certain swords that do certain stances. You have stone, which is the stance we have, which is the stone katana. You also have a wind katana, you have a water katana, and you have a moon katana. And they all have individual stances. Get through these parts a little faster because it's bronze is always going to be more narrative than gameplay. Gameplay is secondary to it because it's telling you the story of at least the online. And the online story isn't too bad, but it's more or less just to get you invested on something else. And also abilities. This one can siphon blood or health from other people, which is really good if maybe you're taking a little too much damage, need to heal up, you don't have a healable. You can use that. Cooldown's like 30 seconds. Just gonna look around, see where anybody is. Anybody's on any of the like rooftops or anything, or not rooftops, but like hills and stuff. So this guy isn't, but he's kind of out of the way. We'll get rid of him. So gold means he doesn't. He's looking for us. He's alerted, but we're not spotted. So we can just get around and do that. Yep, so while they're gold, you can actually still catch them in an assassination. This makes it really easy. And then also those things right there. Not really going for speed because I'm just kind of giving you guys a rundown of it. You could just gulp those boys up and you'll get resources for them.
By reaping the hearts of Tsushima's twins, the only were able to tether themselves to each other, sharing a life force that could not be ghosts. Ghosts arrived at a war camp to confront its gruesome leaders.
I'm going to be taking pot shots with my bow just so I don't have to engage in as much combat. Makes it a little easier for yourself later, just thin the herd before you even get to them. Those dogs are usually a pain. Not anything you couldn't overcome. But they're a bit frustrating. Yeah, so if you want to be more like what I'm doing, like it's like, oh, why didn't you pick the hunter class? I just feel like just to start off, I'll get you guys accustomed to samurai first, and then I'll start introducing you guys to the other roles as we go on. Get quiet towards these sections. I'm just trying to typically they're gonna get one shot at most of the time, unless you're playing a higher mission and you are just. Oh, these are big guys. We don't want to actually have to fight them head on too much, especially because of how relatively low we are level-wise. Well, this guy's going to run off, and he's probably going to... Yep, he's going to resurrect these little... Yeah, so that's going to happen if we don't get him in time. Not too hard, but they are a little more tanky, so be aware of that. So that's usually what you gotta just pay attention to. Your characters are all similar, their agility, so there's nothing that really... There's nothing that like really gives anyone an edge specifically. There is fall damage, so just be aware of that. Actually, I'm not sure if there's fall damage in online. There is in the base game. Oh, excuse me. Yep. So heavy attacks are your best friend in this game, no doubt. Heavy attacks are gonna break their posture, which is their white meter. If you can delete that meter, it makes them a lot easier to deal with. Yep, we got through it. We did it. I think you're just over 10 minutes. Just under, okay. Yep. So you'll get rewards every time you finish a mission. So you'll get a wind baton. You got dirt throw and then a +10 kunai, which is good. Excuse me if you're chewing. I'm eating while I'm doing this.
Listen to these tales.
Alright, so that one's pretty easy. That gives you the base of what's going on story-wise. And you can also, you'll get these every time you finish, so update them as you go. You'll get more options as you complete. Oh, we can wear our Kratos gear. Cool. Now, which one's that? Water katana. Water katanas are your best friends in this game, and that your key is your levels. So if you ever played games like Destiny, this is basically your power level. So kunais I prefer better, but dirt throws can be beneficial. But if you're not using it, you can dirt throw them, you can dismantle them, you can get some stuff out of them. We got smoke bombs and a +10 kunai, and we're level 7. It's gonna scale us bronze anyway, so it's not like we have too much that we're worrying about here. But we can roll into the next.
Legend would you like to hear?
Here we are good level, so the max gear we can get is up to 35, so we can grind these levels until we are level 35.
This is the tale of Io, an Oni Baba who gave birth to an inhuman army, imbuing them with an unnatural strength and a wicked hate that rivaled her own. The ghosts set out to stop Io before her army became invincible.
Excuse me. Alright, so more of the same for this one. Do it as you please. I'm gonna poke a couple down. Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna get closer. Water stance is going to be your best friend in this. It's just the rapid attacks. The amount of attacks you can just output. It's got so much value. It's one of the best stances in the game. That moon stance, I'm pretty sure, are the two most used. I could be wrong in that sentiment, but I'm just going to take a shot in the dark. I'm going to try something here. We can one-shot, so as long as you headshot.
They could not fall.
No, well, I missed. Okay, sucks to suck, I guess. And we're just going to get along the wall. So what them glowing typically means is that they are getting massive regen every second. So critical strike, he won't die on the first hit. Now he's dead.
Hit their mark.
Now everybody can't be regened. And you can tell they have a certain range based on that red aura you saw at the beginning there. I scuffed that so bad.
Please, you must stop the Oni Baba. She's entered the sacred forest.
Ritual sacrifice and bloodshed, harnessing pain, anguish. The disciples of Eon were able to power a
Tsushima is part of me now. Ever since that day, sacrifices. Humans always have to sacrifice.
That is our target. However, we can thin the herd before we even get there. Makes it a little easier on you for when you do get spotted.
You only destroy disciples, not me.
Yeah, some of them won't actually say anything. So when you hear the event of a bow drawing back, you got a couple seconds to react. It's not immediate, but you got a couple seconds. So it's not like the end of the world if you don't react on time. Okay, just a simple, just tapping circle will do a dodge sidestep. My thing is, I just didn't want him to get back up so he could. Okay, so she's actually coming to us. And then water stance is really good against shields, so get that value when you can.
Long ago, but that was before that day. That horrible day.
As the ghost drew near to a mysterious village, they discovered a terrible sight. Honorable spirits held prisoner, used as stores from which Eo fed.
I don't want to get caught here because they can kill the captives.
Found the disciple.
You gotta do what you gotta do. It's like he knew what he didn't know, if you get my drift.
Please release me!
Does one drop in a pond make a difference?
Oh. 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 If there isn't. He doesn't know what he's coming in for. Papa!
The danger was too great for the prisoners to escape.
I literally could not get a proper aim off. Okay, he's dead now.
Too late, Ghost.
Oh, well. I tried. You're going.
Although the ghosts freed the body, the spirit was no longer there. The disciples who dispersed,
I won't really.
the prisoners
A little tricky because of the healers, but you can get through it relatively quickly.
defeated. Io grew eerily silent, but had she been defeated? Or had she simply moved on to somewhere else?
I'll move our little guy over here. This one's just a little over 10. No, almost 11 minutes. More kills though. Almost had a fail, but we're good.
Relax for a moment. Listen to these tales.
All right, here I'm gonna take a second to grab a sweatshirt because it's kind of cold. Nothing that a sweatshirt can't help. Alright. See what the gear we got, because I actually didn't see the gear. So we got a stone and a moon. They're higher. They're nice. Melee charm advances combat melee close. Melee stagger damage. That's really good. Caltrops creates an area, slows and cripples enemies pass through it. It's good to have, plus it'll put our key up a little more. Technique, you can parry the arrows, like a Jedi. Just claim those rewards 'cause we got them. Alright, we're looking solid. I'm gonna keep my water katana.
Which of these legends interest you?
Veil between realms. This will teach us how to do
One of my favorites.
what we would call one of the more
This is a tale
boring
of dark rituals.
things in this
Power
game.
spirits. The Mongols
Which
wished
is
to make themselves great.
Basically color
and
coding
used
your
these
enemies to
rituals
death.
to steal ki from 3 elemental kami. Amaterasu, goddess of the sun. Tsukuyomi, god of the moon. And Susanoo, god of storms. The rituals were draining the kami of their ki, so the ghosts set out to save them. At their conquered village, the Mongols had opened the door to the spirit realm to steal ki.
No,
from
there's
the
no one
kami.
here
The ghosts resolved to destroy
that will get
the
hurt.
ritual.
So you can kind of just go about this any way you choose. I like to fight these guys. Now typically you don't always want to do this, but typically when you first start you're not going to be the greatest, what we call the greatest at, you know, taking fights, or at least stealthing, so take our time with it. You'll get better as you go. When we get to the rogue class, the assassin, I'll give you more ideas on how good the assassins actually are. Assassins are pretty strong, I'd say. So it's just a matter of knowing their niches and their utility. That's why I started with a very simple class like samurai, because I can teach you guys more about this class faster, and this will be the class that you'll get used to. Just so in the case that when we go to another class, you're not, you know, doing too hot, you still have a class to fall back on. So, gotta go to one of these. Oh, excuse me. You gotta go to that right over here. You got a sabotage ritual. We'll go back and we'll fight them in a moment here. It's just more or less getting yourself. Because I could have assassinated him. Like I stumbled, so I couldn't do anything.
The door between realms closed.
Oh yeah, when you fall off high ledges and stuff, you can just roll out of them. So just make sure you double tap your circle.
Set out in search of these other threats. The spirits of the kami cried out to the ghosts. Their stolen key was being used to give the Mongols divine protection. Unless the rituals were stopped and the kami set free, Tsushima could not be saved. The ghosts found 3 more rituals. One beside a river, one at a war camp, one within a canyon. But the Mongols had almost completely drained the kami. The ghost would need extraordinary strength to defeat them.
Enemies are a little blind sometimes, you know. Best mate's having his throat slit. Kind of forget where they are. But it's cool. Up there you can get extra materials if you have the sun attunement, because I could just form that and just hop on up. Now I really don't like the big guy. I wonder why they're glowing. because our entombment allows us to do. I'm not sure if it's increased or just base damage. Feels like it's a little more though. But however, if we don't have this entombment, they will take increased reduced damage. Like they are tanky SOBs. So you're gonna see me fight up there. There's blues and greens. I'm gonna be fighting a blue with green, and it's just not gonna end well, or vice versa.
Fight was far from over.
There's an Oni right there. That's fine. He didn't die. Yeah, that was a good shot. Alright, so we have two guys attuning. Okay, I don't think I can fool anybody in coming in here. But let's go grab at least one of the attunement so one of them dies faster. So we'll grab this one. We get the blue one just because there's two of them with blue, so. Yep, when Onis do that, if you just jump up in the air, it can just nullify the attack. So when they do that little slam, and they get out of that. Yeah, so like when they do that little slam, you just jump right at the end of it. As long as you're not on an elevated area, say like he's a little higher up on like a step than you, that can actually make sure you're on like level. Or like flat ground, like we were just then. Obviously, most of this is, you know, because it's the online. You can do it co-op. I'm just showing you guys how to do it solo. In the case that you like just
Another door closed.
grinding the game on your own.
The ghosts were
So what I did, not originally. I did have help. I had one of my friends play with me when I first did the online when he was all about this game. Well, then I was the subsequent friend that when anyone else wanted to play the game and or I recommended it to him, I was their guide. Which I'm fine with. I like this game, obviously. I'm starting it from scratch again, so. These guys on the outside aren't really much of a problem, so even if you get caught, they should be relatively easy to deal with. Get an Oni. That makes our life a little bit easier. Acquire the moon. We were able to get him before he fully got alerted, even though it did flash. It nullifies it just for that moment if you can get it. Get rid of him, he's annoying. Let's go get the other one. Yep, so as long as he actually actions it, it'll still do the move, unfortunately. Step in the trap, and then he dies. Up and over. And then we come back.
The final ritual had been stopped, and the ghosts breathed a sigh of relief. But the kami whispered to the ghosts that an even greater threat still remained. The darkest Mongol ritual was under the care of the great Onibaba, Iyo.
Yep. Doesn't matter which one you take, you're gonna have to go crisscross. So you'll do this, then you'll have to jump from to your left or to your right, depending which one you take first.
You think the kami are honorable? They are not. In my darkest hour, I prayed to them, but my prayers fell on deaf ears. And an innocent life was lost. I am only taking what...
Iyo's ritual was surrounded by Mongol guardians. The ghosts had to defeat them all.
Alright, we start with blue. Who are our blues? Our blues are an archer and a shieldsman. This one is alright, now we have an archer and a halberd or a spear. It's a whole dodge like crazy, but he'll just run out. I put those down.
Ritual wasn't nearly complete.
No, not the fastest thing I've done, but doing my best. And then when we're gonna have to fight 3 brutes essentially in this next moment. We're gonna have to pick which one we want to start with. You can go blue or green. Typically have the big guy, so green's usually the Oni. Blue is just a regular brute. Yep. We can do this. Take our time here. He's low enough to where I can just beat him like that. He's gonna do the stomp, so we're gonna go grab this. Alright. So he'll do that spin attack pretty often. Alright, so we stopped him before he could put his thing down. We'll put these down. He gets weakened up again for the caltrops. Gets cleaned up. He go on.
The rituals ended. The Onibaba would not realize her plans. The ghosts were triumphant, and the kami were free. Balance had returned to the island. All was safe for now.
Yeah, that's another one done.
The misdeeds of the ghosts are many. Let me share one with you.
And we don't want to really use uncommon ones because these ones will add like effects. So anything uncommon and above will actually add effects. So this one's better, but this one will have something more for us. It's like, oh, you use caltrops, but we also have melee stagger damage plus 11%, which is really, really good for us, especially this early on. The melee charm, same thing. So we have basically two different ones that do the same thing. Water katana, 6%. You keep it. I'm gonna switch it just because it adds the 6 key. But you don't need to. I'm going to keep that one in the event, though, that maybe this one's better for us. So I'm going to keep that on us. And then you can't get rid of your starter item anyway. So roll into the next one here.
Share any story with you.
If you've played the story, you actually know the curse of Ichune.
This is the tale of
Ichitsune. Thank you. Jeez, me on word.
Whose skill rivaled the power of Iyo, the great Onibaba.
Ichitsune.
Fearful, she trapped him in a cursed place, enslaving and torturing him with the misdeeds of his past. Ghosts set out to free the warrior from Iyo's grasp.
And this one will give us the Spirit Bow, which does the same thing that the other round did. But instead of completely nullify the effect, it's only temporary unless two people shoot the affected enemy.
Cautiously approached the bow.
Yep. You just equip it,
The fierce
and then Ichitsune. He'll give you the rundown of it.
Appeared.
Welcome, samurai. My name is Ujitsune. Iyo, the powerful Onibaba, trapped me in this realm. Long ago, my bow was blessed by a kami. If anything can break Iyo's hold on this place, it's the bow. The Onibaba's followers approach. Quick, use my bow to defeat them.
So yeah. So that basically makes them vulnerable for a moment and nullifies that strength effect they had.
Finish them!
There we go. That works.
Iyo has plagued Yoshi Springs. Follow me. We must...
Kitsune was an archer of legend, known for saving an entire kingdom from a fearsome demon known as Gotengu.
That is why Iyo trapped me.
The town of Hiyoshi Springs was overrun with invaders seeking Iyo's power.
Wield my bow once more to rid the area of Iyo's presence.
Wow. That didn't go the way I wanted it to. Climb up. So we gotta get rid of all these guys in this area. You'll know that some areas actually grayed out. Or not grayed out, but you'll see that little mist around them. You'll see those when you can't go there yet, and or it is not a part of the tail area. This guy's doing a bit of a number on me, but
The ghosts freed the village.
nothing I couldn't.
More cursed Mongols swarmed the inn.
Okay, he's down quick. Typically, you shouldn't take that long to set up, but I fat fingered it, so. Okay. No, that can't affect him.
The Onibaba's strength is fading. Free the rest of the town.
Oh, and just as tips, these are healing drums. The area, the things you see me grab from randomly, and they give me a little bit of health. Those are supply areas where you can restock your arrows and or your bombs if you maybe have bombs over the arrows. I completely scuffed that, but that's fine because alright, we're still putting work in. That's good. That's a good way of using. Oh. Can you run the backside? Yes, I can. Oh, nope. We'll do siphon.
Io's disciples are gone. Yoshi Springs was quiet.
Now, there is one last thing we must do. When I killed the Kotengu, I was unaware of the curse it placed on me. I killed countless more, only to learn later that my eyes had deceived me. My arrows only pierced human flesh. This is what attracted Io. I am to blame for all that has happened here.
This is going to be a defense phase. They're kind of teaching you the defense and the survivals, or just other modes I believe that they have that are a little more based around that. Oh, it's still there.
The Onibaba servants arrived, determined to keep Uchitsune enslaved.
So now that what will happen is he will actually help by shooting his spirit bow and stuff. So hopefully he'll hit a couple of them that are more of a problem for us, and we can get rid of their attunement. he'll even just dry fire at them.
Stand firm. Kyoshi Springs will be free.
Actually, they come from the bottom now.
Io's army fought with hellish fury.
I think one more wave.
Our curse is nearly broken.
And we did it. Boom.
The ghosts rid Hiyoshi Springs and Uchitsune of the terrible curse.
Bam. That's a big, big level up. Alright, well. That will be it for now. I'll run through the other ones. I feel like videos could probably help you guys a little more, so I'll probably just release them as videos next time around. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I'll make sure to add this to
Relax for a moment.
the data of them.
Listen to these
But
tales.
thank you everyone for just peeping in, stopping by, saying hi, and I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys